You join me today as we take the 10.3 mile trip along the A40 to what used to be the Twin Towers and now is the Big Arch. It's a very warm welcome to episode 95 of Making Chelsea Stand Proud. My name's Mark, and on today's episode we have for you two games. First up, the FA Cup semi-final, a trip to Wembley to see if we can get through to the final of the FA Cup and at least put some silverware in the cupboard, because we failed to do it with the Carabao Cup. And then we may take another step towards retaining the Premiership in the match day 33 of this year's Premier League against Brentford. So that's coming up. Don't forget, if you enjoy today's episode, then please leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe and hit the notification button. It helps immensely here on YouTube, and it just goes a long way to supporting the channel and letting us know that we're doing the right things, and you're enjoying it, basically. If you want me to continue with this series, because theoretically this series will end at the end of this. We've probably got 2-3 episodes at best left to go, but if you do want me to continue with the series, then you need to let me know in the comments below. Please let me know, and just hit that like button, because the more likes I get, normally I don't get very many likes, but if I get a few likes, maybe even 5 to 10 likes, I know that you want me to carry on. We'll carry on and see if we can win the Champions League next season. Otherwise, we're going to possibly look at a new series, a series that we can probably transfer into FM24, because there is this thing with Football Manager that they've already announced that any saves in FM23 will be transportable to FM24 and onwards. So long-term saves are a huge thing. You don't have to cram 10 seasons in, or whatever it is, 30 years in one, because then it moves on. But more about that when we get nearer the FM24 coming out. What's been happening since you were last with us? Well, not a lot, basically because we haven't played any games. Last time out, of course, we had Brighton and Fulham with... no, we didn't. I tell a lie. We had Leeds and Fulham. We had Wolves and Brighton sandwiched in between. But it was a good episode. We did... I say a good episode. We should have beaten Leeds United, really. But I think we had a bit of a hangover from the Leicester FA Cup quarter-final. Managed to get a 2-2 draw against Leeds and then beat Wolves 4-1. Brighton 3-0. Fulham 4-1, of course, the second game of that episode, which left us in the Premier League like this, if you remember. Let's have a look. I always like it on this screen. We're top 83 points in Liverpool in second place on 31. They're going very well. Won their last 4 games on the trot. Manchester City are third on 65, 2 points adrift of Liverpool now. Manchester United down there in fourth on 61 points. Then come Arsenal on 54, Newcastle on 52, Brentford on 49. They take up the rest of the European places. So Brentford is going to be a bit of a tough match in the second game of the episode, because they'll be wanting to hang on to that European place there. If they can, and they've not lost in the last 5. They've won 3 and drawn 2. Down the other end of the table, Leeds United are in the bottom 3 now. I'm not sure if they were in the bottom 3, but they are in the bottom 3 now. They are a point behind them and played a game more than Norwich, which isn't good news for them. Aston Villa in 19th place on 25 points, 4 points adrift of Norwich. And West Ham, well, they are some 14 points, double the points that they've got all season adrift of Norwich. I think West Ham look almost certainly like they are facing the drop. With 7 games to go, 21 points available to them, 36 is the line. This, which means Norwich are 7 points away from achieving, and then they can't be caught. So West Ham have got to turn it around very, very soon. And I would suggest they've got to win all 7 games, really, to stand any outside chance of maybe scraping or to survive of going down into the Championship. More of that as the episode moves on. But first game up is that game against Manchester City. Past meetings, of course, we've played them 11 times. We've won 6, drawn 2, lost 3. 21 goals for, 16 against. Our recent history against them isn't fantastic. In the last 5, we've lost 3 and won 2 matches. Both those matches at home at Stamford Bridge. We have played them at Wembley, and we lost 4-1 at Wembley in the Community Shield. Start of season before last, I think it was. It was the start of last season, not this season. And and then we, of course, have beat them in the Carabao Cup final 2-1. On that occasion, I think it was Kyle Walker giving them the lead after 20 minutes. Had a good talking to at half-time, and Mason Mount getting us level at 61, and Wesley Fofana, I guess from a corner, on 86 minutes, giving us the win there. The last time out, we played them at Stamford Bridge. Gabriel Barbosa, if you remember, came on and had an absolutely stonking game. He scored after 11 minutes, give us an unexpected lead on that occasion, and an own goal from Edison on 25 rounded off the scoring. How did we play that day? Did we play? I'm pretty sure we actually the formation that we played on that occasion was very similar to the one that we've got set up today. Talking about that, let's go and have a look at the team that will face Manchester City in this FA Cup semi-final. Can we get through to the final for the 2nd year running? If we do, we're likely to be up against Liverpool. And this is the team that will meet Manchester City at Wembley. Maganan continues in goal. I did actually contemplate whether to replace him with Carnesecchi, but I don't know. Maganan in goal, then Chilwell, Gavardiol, Timber and James are our defensive line. Dewsbury Hall and Kovacic play in that centre of midfield. Rodrigo, Havertz and Barbosa are our attacking midfield as such. Matthias Tel up front. Havertz hasn't... I'm not 100% convinced, but my assistant manager's been pushing for this. So Havertz in that slot as it is. On the bench, we have Carnesecchi, Fofana, Garcia, Cucurella, Frattesi, Koeman, Sterling, Mount and Kante. And this is how the two sides face up. Pep is still manager at Manchester City in this sphere. And we are playing our 4-2-3-1, of course. They are playing a 4-3-3 with Rodri as the defensive midfielder. So their team looks like this. Stefan in goal, Parisi, Laporte, Stones and Akanji are the defensive line. Rodri, as I say, is the defensive midfielder. Marino and Silva playing in that central midfield. Bernardo Silva, of course, is a problem to us, or can be a problem to us. No De Bruyne today. He's injured, or is he suspended? One of the two. Felix and Foden play as the wide players sat behind the man machine. Erling Haaland on the bench. Edison, who thingied an own goal earlier in the season against us. Doige, Rafinha, Pedro, Cascaret, Phillips, David Young, Samuel and Simpson Pusi are on the bench. As the teams come out, we'll have a look at the teams again for you. Our first highlight comes just barely 3 minutes in. We're playing in a Wasps outfit today in our yellow kit. Cuts inside Rodrigo. Dewsbury Hall. Dewsbury Hall tries to get that into the area, looking for Matthias Tel, but Who was that? That was Laporte's heading it back to Stefan in goal. And the highlight continues. And Stefan throws it out to Laporte. And they're moving it around very quickly and very nicely. And, Foden's there. He's got Haaland inside him. And he didn't need to. But it's João Felix who gets the header on the far post, as it was. And they go a goal up after 4 minutes. And we've got it to do. I think everybody was watching Haaland and it got a flick, didn't it? Come off the post, I think. Bernardo Silva with a free kick. Timber heads it away. Havertz couldn't control it. It's over the top. Oh, dear. And João Felix gets his second. Question whether he's offside. But if he's not, 7 minutes on the clock, we're 2 down. It is disallowed. He was offside. I'll see it again now. Bernardo Silva, there he is. Just crept off. Sending signals to us, telling us that things are not as straightforward as it looks. Havertz, James, Kovacic, back to James. James comes forward. Barbosa looking for his... Matthias Hell. Oh, the angle was just too tight in the end. And they have a corner. Bernardo Silva with the corner. Swings it in. It's headed clear by Chilwell. But Ankia is in there and it's saved by Maganan. And they're all over us like a rash at the minute. We're going to have to do something at half-time. We need to survive until half-time, basically. That's through. João Felix. And a good save from Maganan again. Silva, an outswinger from the other side. It's swung in. And we have survived until half-time. But when you look at the stats, we've not really done anything. And we need to get a grip. They've had 9 shots, 5 on target, 1.46, 58% of the possession. We've had 5 shots, 1 on target, 0.99 on the XG, 42% of the possession. A chat at half-time with the lads. See if we can turn it around in the second. We're only a goal behind. And our first highlight comes after 56 minutes in the second half. Rodrigo in the area. It's been cut out, though. And that ball forward. Haaland is off. And, oh, yes, Rodrigo. Question of if he's offside or not. No, he's not. It's a goal. And he's 6th goal of the season for Rodrigo. And we are level again after 57 minutes. Just I was thinking about the hour mark of changing things up. While Pedro is on for Haaland, is what I was trying to tell you before that happened. And the question of offside. There's the ball. And he's being played on by Stones. Just. We have a corner now. Chilwell with an in-swinger. Chilwell in. It's cleared. It's headed down. Rodrigo's he got his 2nd of the game, 7th of the season. And we go 2-1 up after 66 minutes. What a turnaround this is. Headed out. Kovacic, who headed it down into the path of Rodrigo. Rodrigo has a swipe. And it's 2-1. And with that upturn in fortune and 66 minutes on the clock, we're going to make one change at this juncture in time. Matthias Tell is off. He's not had such a good day up front. Havertz reverts to his attacking position as the advance forward. Dewsbury Hall moves from central midfield into the attacking advanced playmaker role, which is his preferred role on attack. And then for TC... we're going to make him a Mazzala on support. It comes in place of Matthias Tell. That's just that one change at the moment. We don't want to do anything too drastic. Dewsbury Hall with a free kick. Rodrigo looking for a hat-trick now, of course, for TC out wide to Barbosa. Barbosa, who's on the opposite wing. Gavardio Fratisi, his 5th of the season. It's 3-1 after 68 minutes. And those changes made and an immediate effect. And I think this must be my team talk at half-time. That's what I'm putting it down to. Fratisi, as he does, queued it up. And a lovely curled shot into the corner. 3-1, we have a 2-goal cushion. And with 74 minutes on the clock, we're going to make 2 more changes. Reece James has come off. He's tiring, not had such a good game. Garcia comes on for him on the right-hand side. And we've also take off Yaron Timber in central defence. And Wesley Fofana comes on to replace him. Can still make 2 changes. And we have 1 stoppage left. Kovacic with a free kick. He's had a go from distance. And it's been saved. That would have been some goal. Chilwell now with an in-swinger. Chilwell swings it in. Another goal now will kill them off. And with 82 minutes on the clock, making a final 2 changes then. We have taken off Kai Havertz. Barbosa has gone up front. Raheem Sterling coming on for Havertz on the right-hand side. And Dewsbury Hall's off. And Mason Mount comes on to replace him. That's 5 changes. And all stoppages used up. And we have a corner. Chilwell with an in-swinger. And it's cleared, but only as far as Kovacic. Kovacic to Fratisi. Rodrigo! He gets his hat-trick. Question whether he's offside. Is it going to be his hat-trick? It is. And Rodrigo has pulled one out of the top drawer. Lovely curled shot. Maybe used the post, but hey, Fratisi gets the assist as well. It's 4-1. We are in the final of the FA Cup for the 2nd season in a row. Question of offside. To be fair, there isn't much in it. It does look like he is offside, to be fair, but VAR says no. And no more highlights. It's all over. What a turnaround. I need to go back and look at the highlights and see what we were at half-time. But we were in despondent form at half-time. I gave them a tongue licking, a very good telling off at half-time. We were only a goal down, as I said, which had something to do with it. But I think when you look, and we will look at it, the match momentum, I think we just all of a sudden just seemed to hit a gear. And I think that half-time team talk had the desired effect. And, well, there you go. That just shows you what if in Football Manager you can do if you give them a good tongue licking at half-time sometimes. Be a bit generous, but, you know, you have to tell them off. 20 shots, 8 of which were on target, nearly 50% given the fact that we didn't do much in the first half. 2.29 on the XG. 44 possessions, so they still had the bulk of the possession. 13 shots, 5 on target, 1.66, 56% of the possession. Well, it turns out that goal from João Felix after 4 minutes was nothing more than a consolation goal. Rodrigo getting a hat-trick, Fratisi getting the other goal, and they were all good goals as well. Well, after that outstanding win against Manchester City, we have a look at the Premier League scores from this afternoon. And then we'll be having a look to see who we will be facing in the FA Cup semi-final. Arsenal, Liverpool in the other semi-final, being played on Sunday. So we'll come back to that in due course. Sheffield United beating Leeds, Leicester beating Everton, and Newcastle beating Fulham means the table looks a bit like this after that round of games. And Fulham not managing to pull away anymore. Leeds losing a bit of ground and have played a game more than Norwich, who are just above them and a point above them as it currently stands. Leicester climbing the table a little bit over the top of Tottenham now on goal difference, and they good win for them against Everton, sort of similar place in the table. Everton down in 11th. And you've heard of the term a story of 2 halves, and a story of 2 halves it was too. As you'll see, Manchester City having the most of that first half. We only had 15 minutes of time, albeit we did start to grow in the game just before half-time. Couldn't get our noses back in front, though, and then having given them a bit of a tongue lashing at half-time. Well, it was a comprehensive. Manchester City never had a look in at all and scoring our 4 goals in that second half. And here is the second semi-final. Let's see the result come through together. Computer doing the crunching. First of all, some other Premier League games. Middlesbrough beating Norwich by 5-0, which Leeds will breathe a sigh of relief, because it does mean that they can keep in contact at the bottom there. Wolves and Tottenham drawing 2-2. Need to do it one more time. Liverpool have beaten Arsenal by a single goal. Harvey Elliott, the scorer after 56 minutes, which means that we have a final against Liverpool. As you will see, we play Liverpool in the Premier League there, and we'll play Liverpool in the FA Cup. I'm not quite sure why Newcastle is after the final, after the FA Cup final. FA Cup final always used to be the last game of the season. What's going on? If somebody knows, comments below, please. So, yeah, an FA Cup final there, episode on its own, which really annoyingly means that we come back for the final game of the season. I think we will probably, hopefully, we won't be relying on that final game of the season for the Premier League. So we'll see with that one. Right, well, we've got 6 days down to Brentford, and see if we can take one step closer to retaining the Premier League. I hadn't realised, actually, with the FA Cup final, we have won it for the last 2 seasons. So this would be a hat-trick of wins if we could win it again this year. So with various news items reporting that we could clinch the title in this game, obviously dependent on results elsewhere, I thought I'd have a quick look at the table and see how it all stacks up. So really, I'd say it's a 3-horse race. It is still a 3-horse race, really. We'll start with Manchester City. Manchester City, as it stands, they've played 32 games, which means they've got 6 games left. 3 sixes are 18 on my reckoning, which would give them 86 points. 86 points if they were to win all of those games in hand, which means if we win our next game, they can't catch us because we've got a vastly superior goal difference, so they're not going to catch us. Liverpool, they can get 88 points, so 5 points drift. Having said that, if they lose their next game, the most that they would be able to get after that, with 5 games to play, is 85. So yes is the answer. If we win the next game, Liverpool lose, Manchester City, as I say, can't catch us unless we lose all our remaining 6 games. Seems highly unlikely. Unless we lose all of those 6 games. So the crux of it is we just need to win, and then we'll see where we end up. Liverpool are playing. Who are Liverpool playing? Let's have a look at the fixtures. Liverpool are playing Brighton. Liverpool playing 15th place. To be honest, I can't see. Stranger things have happened, but hey, Brighton could get a result there. If Brighton get a result, we have achieved the retention of the cup. But I mean, Liverpool on a good form at the moment as well. They are away, so it is a possibility. Had it been at Anfield, I'd have said no chance, but there is still a chance. As I say, let's do what we've got to do first, and that's go out and beat Brentford. That's the job in hand. We've played them 10 times in this series. We've beaten them 10 times. Let's not make it the first time that we've lost to them today, shall we? And this is the team that will face Brentford in this Premier League match day 33. And as you will see, we are sticking to our normal formation. A couple of things in sort of messages. West Ham have been relegated. They have gone down. They lost 3-1 to Manchester City. And they, with 5 games left to play, 15 points available to them. They can't basically 30. I think Norwich might have had 32, but they are relegated by virtue of that loss. So they will be in the Championship next season. So this is the team that will face Brentford, a game that would we really want to win. And Maganan stays in goal then. Chilwell, Gavardiol, Timber and James make up the back line. Pretty steady back line now. Fernandes comes back in and Kante in central midfield. Rodrigo, our 10-star player last time out. Can he replicate that in the league? Let's hope so. Mount as the attacking midfielder. Koeman out on the right, which certainly I'm not sure about, but my assistant manager's saying so. Havertz restores himself to the position up front as the attacker, and then on the bench, Karnasechi, Cucurella, Milankovic, Savic, Tel, Koulibaly, Kovacic, Barbosa, Fofana and Fratesi. And after I recorded that bit, I decided that I would make the change. Fratesi, I mean, he played so well when he came on. Doesn't necessarily play so well if he's on from the start, but I'm going to give him the opportunity. He's on in place of who have we switched to the bench? Kante. So Kante goes to the bench. Fratesi is on from the get-go, because I think when you look at his stats, I mean, he scored 5 goals for a start off. Where are we? Let's go to his stats. But I mean, he's 4 appearances, 3 goals. He's had 3 assists. I mean, he's had 6 appearances since he's been with us. 5 from the bench, 5 goals and 4 assists. I mean, at the end of the day, why wouldn't you play him? So he's playing, basically. And this is how the two sides line up at Brentford Community Stadium. Michael Oliver is the referee. Thomas Frank is the manager at Brentford still. Rea is in goal then. Henry, Beck, Sorensen, Richards and Roslev are the defensive line. Jeanalt plays as the defensive midfielder. Joshua Da Silva and Norgard play in central mid. Damsgaard out on the left. Membo out on the right, sitting behind Ivan Toney, who is still in attack in Brentford up front. Watford, I think, wasn't he? I can't remember now. Cox, Dominique, Chowdhury, Inacho, Lerma, Ajar, Stevens, Music and Barnett make up the bench. Confirmation of the teams for you. Our first highlight comes 9 minutes into the game. Koeman has picked up a slight injury, and that's through, but who was that not getting that one away? Rodrigo, after he's 3 in the last game. Liverpool are playing later in the day, so we have a corner now. Chilwell swings it in. It's come back off the woodwork. And no more highlights in that first half. We've had 12 shots, 4 on target, 1.65. Can't find a way through. 49% of the possession. Brentford have had 1 shot, 1 on target, 51% of the possession. We need more possession in the second half, and we need to be hitting the target and scoring goals. Our first highlight of the second half, Chilwell with a corner. It's headed clear to Damsgaard. Damsgaard comes away with it, but Fratesi tracking back, and he wins that ball. Maganan now to Gavardiol. Fernandes, Rodrigo, man of the match last time out. Chilwell evades the tackle. Can he get this ball into the area? He's been thwarted. It's crossed deep. Koeman just over the top. And with 63 minutes on the clock, making 3 changes, Rodrigo, who I think wore himself out in the last game, to be fair. He has come off. Mateus Tell has come on for him. Kingsley Coman on the right, carrying a little bit of a knock, but again, not having a good day at the office. Barbosa replaces him. And then in defence, Yaran Timber also not having a good day. We've taken him off. And Wesley Fofana comes on to replace him. James with a throw-in on that far side. Mason Mount, who's lost the ball in the tackle, but wins it back. Barbosa, who's come on. Barbosa creating space now. He has a go, and it's been deflected out for a corner. Corner then. Mount with the corner. It's an in-swinger. Swings it in. It's headed out by Fofana. And Fernandes downs his man. And with 75, nearly 76 minutes on the clock, we're going to make one more change. We have one stoppage after this and one change still to make. We're taking off Fernandes at this point in time and bringing on Kovacic. We just need some spark in that central midfield. And with 85 minutes on the clock, no more highlights since we were last showing you who was coming on as substitute. But I can tell you that we've made our final change. Mason Mount is off. Milinkovic-Savic is on. A roll of the dice as we can't find a way through this really dogged Brentford side as we try and find that goal, which will give us that little bit of impetus with Liverpool still to play. As it stands, they could close the gap. And we didn't find a way through. And we've ended up with a 0-0 draw. We don't get many of those. And Brentford just shut the door, parked the bus, didn't want to let us through. They had 2 shots, just the one on target, 53% of the possession. He just held the possession. We just couldn't win it in the midfield, and we didn't really succeed. We had 22 shots, 10 of which were on target. Just couldn't find a way through. Raya having a great day in goal. 2.44 on the XG, 47% of the possession. That's going to have an impact. Let's see what Liverpool have done and where that leaves us in the table. And we will have the Liverpool score in just a moment. But before we get the Liverpool score, as it stands, my calculations are this, that they could still, even if they were to lose today, they still could get 85 points, which means we can't win the title today. And Liverpool were never going to help us out, even against Brighton. 3-1 winners, Salah for 2 goals and Gomez on the other. They have closed the gap. It is now just 11 points between us and them, with 15 points to play for. Even if we both win our next games, there's still 12 points available. 12 points available, which means that if we both win or both lose, it's still open as it is, with 11 points between us and them. So that's not a good day. We need to make sure we don't get any worse off the back of that. So that's really left us in a bad end to the episode, really. After that really good win against Manchester City, a little bit of a damp squid at the end of that. We were going to come back for West Ham and Liverpool. But to be honest, I think the way it's going now, it's possible that I don't think we'd get it against Everton. I think we're just going to do it anyway. We're going to have Everton and West Ham then in the next episode. Then we'll come back for Liverpool, Arsenal, Liverpool in the final of the FA Cup, and we'll come back for a 1-match finish to the end of the season against Newcastle. Hopefully by then we'll have done it. So it's going to take us beyond 100 episodes in this particular series. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. If you have, don't forget to leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the notification button. That'll keep you up to date with all future episodes of this and new series as they are released. New episodes of Making Chelsea Stand Proud currently released every Tuesday and Friday at 4:15 p.m. And if you want to keep up to date with what's happening on this channel, the best way of doing it is to follow me on Twitter at JustOffsideFM. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you for the next episode. It'll be episode 96. It's out on Friday. Till then, bye-bye.